Beloved, April 4th, 2018 at 6:30 a.m. I received word from the Lord that says, "My people perished for lack of knowledge because in one they rejected my mandates. There is no truth in them, for they ran after their lovers and were cast off like fish. I climbed my great mountain, and virtue and prodigy I endowed them. But their hearts went after their lovers, and they never remembered me. They did not desire me, and they made fun of my love. There is no understanding in them because they rejected me. And now, what will I do with them? And what will their destiny be forged by them? There is no cleanliness of heart, and in their bed they plot evil, and against my servant they exalted themselves, and with flattery they bought recruitment and annulled the right. For that today I discard them, and their houses left deserted. Ephraim is given to idols, leave it alone, and do not touch the unclean, so that your soul remains pure before me. Do not look to the right or left, and your eye don't go after the greatness of this world, because all this I discard, and I take it for scum. Seek me, and you will live, because you seek me with all your heart. Be ready and see that I am a God who does not change, and I renew minds and hearts that allow themselves to be cleaned. So be jealous and repent, because if not, I will come like an east wind, and even with what you think you have, it will be consumed in a second. How then can you say, "This greatness is mine, and to whom I want will give it"? If mine is the earth and its fullness, its inhabitants and all who inhabit it. Who can testify to my wonders, if not the one who receives them? And who bears witness to my love, if not only the one who feels it? Blessed are they when they mistreat, persecute, and insult you because of me, because your reward will be great. They will come against you in the last times, detractors, haters of good things, wicked of heart, posing as sheep of the flock, but they will not prevail, because my hand will be on them, while your life I will keep. And he asked, "On whom shall I have mercy?" And he himself answered, "Of the one who is keeper of the truth, repairer of gaps, and protector of the widow and the orphan." There is no law but this, that you love one another as I have loved you. That is why I carved my commandments in stone on Sinai, to protect this command, and to say even more, love your sovereign God and King above all things. There is nothing and no one who violates this and does not leave my protection, because this is the law of life. I am Jehovah, and I do not change, and my love is sublime and great for those who love me and keep my commandments. But I am consuming fire for those who reject me and despise my law. How can you say, "I love God," and violate my law? Ungrateful. How can you say what is good and despise the law of love and truth? Which law? He asked, and he himself answered, "My commandments, which the instigator has wanted to hide. But as I live, that one jot nor a tittle will pass from it. First heaven and earth will perish before this happens. Poor of the man who trusts in himself and in his gain, is like dry leaves carried by the wind to its destination, but its destination is uncertain. But blessed are those who trust in me, because they will be trees together by the stream that will bear fruit in its due season, and all of them will prosper. It will not be like that to the wicked, but they will not be able to put their foot on firmness, because their land will tremble, and they will fall on their knees, and they will recognize that they are rejected by the Holy One of Israel." "Where is my Israel?" he asked. "My Israel is scattered, but I am gathering them. My true people listen to my voice and understand it, but the detractors listen and make fun of my mandate. What then will become of them? O rebellious house, uncircumcised of heart, without natural affection? Do you not know, or have you not heard what hardship, privations, and sufferings I went through for you and you stop from this for love of yourself? You think you love yourself, but it is not like that, because if it were so, your path would be towards me. But your false self-love will irremissibly lead you to your own destruction. How then do you say that you love if you yourself feel broken cistern in your soul, merciless and boastful, and you will not recognize where you come from and where you're going? Could it be that you have forgotten who your Creator is and live thinking about your delights? If so you live, then you will live so, and nothing will hinder your walk. But woe to you on the day of disappointment, when your eyes will open and your desires and pleasures will make you carry fire to your throats, because I am holy, and only the holy you will be able to subsist before me without being consumed by the fire of my holiness. Be sober, because your adversary the devil is looking for someone to destroy. Do not join with the infidels, but only in admonition when your entrust arrives. Do not listen to the seduction and doctrines of demons, and be fervent in prayer. Do not think, as the Pharisees thought, can anything good come out of Nazareth? For as I live, that even from the stones I will raise children who will lead my flock to a safe harbor, and will bring judgment to the despiser and the offender. When will you come on account with me, rebellious people? He asked. You are thirsty for power and mutilated from tasks, but this is what I command you today. Be on account to me, and raise holy hands to me, because otherwise your end will be sad. Every man harmonizes his house and directs it well. Every wife be submissive and pure before her God-fearing husband. All children obey in the Lord their parents, because only in this way will they inherit glory. I am sending you the acceptable time for this reunion and consecration, and nothing should prevent this, because the day of the visitation is near. How then do you think it would be the end if it is already written? Do I change, or did it arrive at the wrong time? As I live, that as Elijah shook in his time, so every man will be moved in this time. The bride get out of her closet and dress in her best clothes, because the groom is on his way, and your encounter will be forever. With eternal love I have loved you, and your encounter will forever be. But take care, my beloved, of the man who loves fornication, who will arrive at your doors in a hurry, knowing that the bridegroom will soon come to seduce you with praise and flattery, because the destroyer does not rest. Stay firm and free from fornication, because only then can I redeem you. How long have I waited for this hour, and it is almost finished? But I fear for you, because the crucial hour has arrived for you, the hour which no one has ever seen, and only my servants were able to glimpse by my power. Hour of darkness and crying, hour of brokenness and desolation, hour of anguish and destruction, for your adversary is like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour, because his hour is this. Do not sin in presumption or in impure conversations, because my holiness is such that I will not be able to be present to deliver you. Be prudent, meek, and cunning. Do not call good bad and bad good. Cling to the truth like someone who only has a rope on a precipice, and if he lets go, he will irremissibly fall and die. Do not digress into thoughts or be accusers of your brothers, because God has given him who seeks his wisdom and truth. And who can judge? No one takes in little his neighbor, because Who God calls, he enables, and their fruits will be its truthfulness. Do not seek the world or what it offers, for he who does so will be found wanting. Didn't I call you out of Egypt and into the desert to worship me? Where was the water? Where did the manna come from? From where were your needs met? For that great nation, loved by me, tremendously rebellious? To all I gave my love and care, but they all received my benefits, and in one they rebelled. You say of them, ungrateful and rebellious nation, more than you? They are not, because you are in your delights. You are rocks of great stumbling in your soul, and your comfort is a destructive snare, slow of thought and lacking in faith. And why is there no faith? He asked. Because their own injustice became their law, and they rejected the Holy of Holies from their lives. Will you not realize, lacking in understanding, that 1888 repeats its sad story again? You accept only your convenience and your justice above my justice, and what then will you receive? Life or death? Israel is no more guilty than you, because you have more evidence than they do. Oh, dear brothers, this shook me to the marrow of my bones. How will you be found in fault if you do not receive the word of truth? He kept saying, you want to enter Canaan by your own merits, and you do not have any, and by your own strength, and you cannot. Don't you know that only the brave will grab it? And who are the brave? He asked. The brave are those who do only the will of my Father who is in heaven, and there is no deceit in their mouth, who raise holy hands to me, because in them there is no iniquity. How then will you live with me in your pleasures? And how then are you in your eyes licit from heaven in your desires? My eyes sees everything and knows everything. Only the keepers of truth will enter. Where then does salvation exist if it is not by me? Make me a sanctuary there in the desert, and I will dwell in your midst. You will ask, a sanctuary in the desert? But I tell you, your mind is your desert, and your heart the sanctuary. Live in desolate places and seek me with all your heart. Be on account, because the hour has approached. I gave you an example, so that as I did, you do. But remember Enoch, Elijah, Moses, and John the Baptist. Remember John lonely on the island of Patmos, and the exile of my servant Ellen G. White. Going through hardships, lonely hours. In this they found true salvation, and their mouth was freed from deception, and their soul from fear. What more will this rebellious nation say, that lives unrestrained because they do not recognize the times? Whoever seeks to save their life will lose it, but whoever does not estimate his life will save it. Stop, hear, and listen, that I am God, who called you from the corners of the earth. Make yourself accountable for the perfection of your souls and healing of spirit. Go, my people, enter your rooms, close your doors behind you while the indignation passes. Who will hear and who will listen? Those who are wise will understand, those who are found written in the book of life. Therefore be jealous of your salvation and do not sell it, and your reward will be great in this world. You will go through great affliction, but trust, because I have conquered the world. Do this, and you will live. These were the words, beloved, that I received from the Lord, and I faithfully pass them on to you. May God grant that each one of us can get on account with God, so that we can reach together with Him in the heavenly homeland. May the Lord bless you all.